Hello, my name is Gil Fisher, and I just came off the beach to teach you music theory in 10 minutes. Okay, the first thing you have to do is memorize something. This is about the only thing you're going to have to memorize in my course. But you have to memorize the order of these strings. We begin at the top with E. The next string is A. The next string is D. The next string is G. The next string is E. I'm sorry, B. The final string and the last string is E. This is called the high E. This is called the low E. Now the first thing I want you to do is get one of these cheap tuners so that you know where you are. Okay? And the first thing we have to do is tune the guitar. And this tuner is going to tune it. Here we are on the first string, the E. Next is the A. Should be in tune, I tuned it yesterday. The next string is D. The next string is G. The next string is B. And the next string is E. Okay? You have to memorize the order of the strings. It sounds pretty orderly. Now I just heard a couple things that are not perfectly in tune, but we're going to bypass that and get on with the course. The first thing I want to teach you is the 12-note chromatic scale. There are only 12 notes in the musical scale. That is so simple a child can understand it. And the 12 notes are programmed into the guitar. There are 12 spaces between here and these two dots. Those are the 12 notes of the musical scale. So I'm going to play them for you. First is E, as we talked about. E. And the next one, which I'm going to explain later, is F. The next one is F sharp. The next one is G. The next one is G sharp. The next one is A. The next one is A sharp. The next one is B. And the next one is C. The next one is C sharp. The next one is D. The next one is D sharp. And then we go right back to E. The same is true on all 6 strings. If you start A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. See, we went from here all the way up to the end of the scale. Now, if you keep going into heaven, it's going to repeat itself. The guitar ends here. And then it starts over exactly in the same order. But you can go into outer space later. Right now, it's to teach you how to learn the basics very quickly. Next, we're going to show you another way to play the guitar scale. It can be played this way, up and down the scale, or it can be played this way, up and back down the scale. So let's play the 12-note scale. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. I went too far. Instead of going from A sharp to B, we're going to drop down to the next string because we have the B right there. B right there, second string from the bottom. Okay? So we go B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. The last string's in E. As I said, we must memorize these strings in order. There's only a way around it. But I just showed you how to play the 12-note musical scale. Next, very quickly, I'm going to show you how to play the 7-note major scale. The 7-note major scale, which is only 7 notes. It's so simple a child can understand it. We're going to start on the low E again. We're going to go to E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and back to E. Now what did I leave out? I left out the sharps. The 7-note scale has no sharps. It has no sharps. So we can play it this way or this way, down the neck, down the strings. And we're going to play the major scale. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, open string, C, D. I just played the 7-note major scale. We can play it this way or that way. It's so simple a child can understand it. And now you're all going to want to know about the pentatonic scale. But the pentatonic scale is a 5-note scale. You should not learn the pentatonic until you learn the 12-note chromatic and the 7-note major. You must learn the neck. You must learn the neck, because if you don't know where the notes are on the neck, well, it doesn't make a lot of sense to understand a 5-note scale. So practice knowing where you are. For example, everywhere, let me back up. The E only appears one time between here and here on the E string. But if you go, there it is again, down on the G string. And what you need to know is, no matter where you put your finger, what note is your finger on? Okay? I'm not going to teach the pentatonic 5-note scale right now. It's very simple. One, two, three, four, five, 6. We go back to it because we always go in circles. So we start E, A, B, D, E. It's so simple. I'll get to that later. I'm going fishing back to the beach, and I just want to show you that real quick. Once you know all that, then we're going to take lesson 2. Have a lovely day. Captain Gill out.